welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. Today is August the 11th, 2018, and we're going to be making homemade sauerkraut today. So this is one of our premium late flat Dutch heads of cabbage here. You can see it does have some dirt on it, so we'll want to wash all that off. We did already remove the outer leaves from it, and once we have this all washed off, we're going to take it over to the cutting board and start cutting it up. So we're also going to be using red acre cabbage here. We already have some of that we did cut up and put in the buckets. And these are really nice, firm, solid heads of cabbage here. And a wonderful flavor to it. Does have a little bit of a bite to it, kind of like a radish in a way. But I really like this particular cabbage. I also like it for eating raw.
There you go.
Okay, so we have the cabbage cut in half here, and we cut the heart out of it. Cut it out in like a V. This is the real hard part here. So my mom's gonna start slicing this. And we're going with kind of more thinner slices. You can use like a food processor for like the shredder, or you can use a slicer. I'll put some links down. What we do once we have it sliced, it comes over here in a bucket, and this is the premium flat late Dutch cabbage. It's really they call it weepy. It has a lot of juice into it, which is what you want for your cabbage. So we're gonna break this up here, and you can see it's wet. That's the juice. Break this up and start making our sauerkraut here. Now you won't have to add any water to this. Your cabbage has the water in it. It should. There is some varieties that are more drier. They're not really too good for making cabbage. But you can see here I'm just breaking this up into pieces. So really give you a workout for your arms. So it might take you a little while to get through all of it here. They're really big pieces. You want to break them up in your hand, like this one here. Just breaking it up right here. And we're actually smashing it is what we're doing to get the juice out of it. So when we have it more smashed, then we'll take it over to this bucket over here, which you can see we've gotten a lot in this already. This is all juice. This here's juice in here. And you can smash the juice out more by going like this with your fist. You take your fist down, you push down into it. Get it all mixed up in there. Now you will want to add salt to it. You want to add about quarter to a half a cup per about a 3-gallon bucket. Now you can do it to taste too, so you don't get too much salt in it, but you need your salt in it to so that it ferments and works up correctly. Done. So I'm going down to the very bottom down here. I'm turning this all around here. I'm just working all of this sauerkraut, or all the cabbage here around, so we can get our sauerkraut nice and mixed up. Here. Whoops. I'm going to just push this down into here. You can see all the juice. And actually it's starting to smell like sauerkraut. So this is one of the heads here. It's all cut up here, and we're going to be transferring it to the first bucket to get it partially broken up and smashed down. And then once we have it smashed and broken up enough, we'll transfer it to the other bucket. Okay, so we have all of our cabbage and stuff all in the bucket. We've broken it down. It's made the juice for it. We have our salt added in with it. And because we're using square or rectangle buckets, which you can get them from the Walmart bakery, we took a food saver bag. You cannot use Ziploc bags. They will not work. They'll leak, and you have a huge potential of completely ruining your batch of sauerkraut. So we have a food saver bag here. We put water in it. We put in a 1/4 cup of salt, and we're going to seal this off then, and we're going to lay it across the sauerkraut, and we'll show you how to do that then. If you're using a round bucket, go ahead and take a plate, a clean plate, and put that over top of it. Take a rock, and you want to wash the rock off and put it on top to make sure that you kind of create like a seal. It'll keep your sauerkraut, your cabbage down in the juice so that it works up the way that it's supposed to. Okay, so the bag is sealed. We've turned it upside down to check for any leaks, to make sure that nothing is leaking out of it. Check it over your sink in case something happens, so that you don't wind up with it all over your counter or your floor. Kind of shake it around, make sure it's going to be okay. So this is the cabbage and all the juice that it's produced. Now, you want to make sure that you clean the sides of your bucket, get all of the cabbage off from the sides of your bucket. Just take like a paper towel and clean everything off. Clean the seal of the bucket off and the whole way around. If you don't, it'll start to mold wherever it's not covered at. So it smells like sauerkraut, and you can kind of press it down some, because you want to make sure that your sauerkraut or your cabbage is under the juice. So it's getting pushed down here. Really smells good. I'm gonna put the bag on top here. Let's see here. Sorry. And that's gonna help. The bag's gonna help hold the cabbage down from floating, because it's gonna try and float on you. So we're trying to get a nice seal there, so that the cabbage is underneath. Now, whatever floats, go ahead and take that off.
You can actually see down through the bag.
You can see through the bag here. You can see the cabbage underneath of it. Okay, so we've cleaned the top off as much as we could with the cabbage that floated to the top. And now you might notice along this top layer here of your juice where some mold might start growing. You can go ahead and take a spoon and clean that off. Now, it might take a few weeks for that to show up, but as long as your sauerkraut is under the brine, it's under this juice here, it will be okay. So just go ahead and, if it starts molding on the top, go ahead and skim it off and just dispose of that, and your sauerkraut underneath will be okay.
You want to put that in a cool, dry place.
So, and you also want to put this in a dark, cool place. Now, we do have a lid that's going to go over top of this. There are crocks out that you can buy specifically for making sauerkraut, but we haven't found one yet. So, and plus they're really expensive. So we just use these plastic buckets here, and as it continues to go, when will it be ready to eat?
About a month.
And about a month it should be ready to eat. And then you can just, you know, take the bag off, get the mold off first if there's any on it. Take the bag out, and then you can get your sauerkraut out. So it's going to be going in a cool, dry, dark place for this to continue fermenting and working itself up. But it smells really good. And if you accidentally happen to get too much salt on it, you can rinse it off before you eat it to get some of the excess salt off of it. So that's how we make old-fashioned Dutch sauerkraut. Okay, so this is one of our buckets of sauerkraut that we did last year, and you can see some of the mold that it gets on top, and the bag is still in there. So what you want to do is you want to get all of the mold off carefully, very carefully, before you take the bag out to get any of your sauerkraut out. And we've been eating out of this one. There's really not too much left in it. So I just wanted to show you this one here. If you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave them below and I'll try and answer them for you. Please don't forget to hit that little notification button. I'll try as I put a new video on. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye!